Hey guys, so today we are going to discuss about what are the benefits of bill of quantities. We will deal with the bill of quantities a lot. That's why I am going in deep so that you understand the proper prospect of the bill of quantities. So the first point, as you can see, it is mentioned that bill of quantities, it is the short form of bill of quantities, BOQ, helps to determine expected cost and the actual cost against each item. So let me give you an example. For example, if you are going to set a journey and you need a certain budget in order to finance your journey. Okay, so what is expected cost? Expected cost is when you are preparing yourself to go to any place. Okay, so for this one you need money to travel. So first of all you need fare. If you are using car, bus, or any other mode of transportation, you need fare. Second case, you need to have a accommodation there where you are going and living. The third thing is you need food, and you may also need some other money if you are going for shopping or any other work. Okay, so this is the amount you are calculating by yourself by numbering 1 2 3, and end of the end of the list, you will have idea that how much money you need in order to finance this particular trip. Okay, so once you finish your trip, you already did what you were planned, and after this when you reach back to your home and you will start calculating that how much actual money you already spent on this trip. Okay, so this will never be same what you expected and what you get. Okay, so the actual cost is the most important cost. This is the money that is going from your pocket. Okay, the same goes, we are using the same techniques in the construction industry. For example, if we are going to build a house, okay, of 1100 square feet house or 2000 square feet house, so what we need to do, we are just try to plan that how much the amount will be expected for this particular project. And secondly, once the project is finished, then we are able to figure out that actual amount was this much. Okay, so this expected cost we can only get by the bill of quantities. Okay, because bill of quantities will tell us what are those items, what are those steps that we need to required in order to fulfill our work. Okay, so if I take you to the Excel sheet, you will understand that what I mean. Okay, so I have opened this one of the file, and as you can see that when you start the project, at the starting of the project, you will get this kind of document that we discussed in the last lecture, where you will see the description, units, bill of quantities. This is BOQ quantity. Okay, and after this, you need to have a unit price. Okay, so this is one of the thing you will get. Once the project is kick started, you need to measure this quantity once again according to the item. And as you can see that initially it was calculated that the quantity of the BOQ for this foundation excavation is 52,200, but when you finish the work you find out it is 48,119. The same thing that when you put some amount in your pocket to finance your trip. Okay, so this amount was this much, and when you finish and you reach back to your home, your cost was less than what you were predicted. Okay, the same goes, we are doing the same thing, that initially we forecast that we need this much quantity, but actually we did this much. So it's mean that we save 4009 cubic meter of the earthwork that maybe initially we were decided to do. Okay, the same concept we will use in each and every product. So end of the date, we will know that how much we were expected to spend and how much actual was spent. Okay, so this is, I think it is helpful for you. In future we will also further discuss this concept. So the second point is it saves time and cost of several contractors who are bidding for the same design. Okay, this point we already elaborate in the last class, but this is one of the benefit of the bill of quantities. Okay, so once you prepare your bill of quantity, you just make number of copies and you just need to send back to the tenderers, so they will just only put the prices into total. Okay, so it is very easy for the tenderers or the contractors and also for the client to save their times, because they will only concern on one thing, that is the rate. The everything will remain same, and contractor don't need to do any work for this preparing the description of the quantities. The third is accurate BOQ helps to make the process transparent and accurate. Please remember, you always need a accurate BOQ as much as possible. Okay, if you are making any silly errors or it is not accurate, it's mean you will unable to do your work in budget. For example, what can be inaccuracy in the BOQ? You you are unable to figure out what items we required. And the second thing is, you need to know that how much your quantity is. The quantity difference should not be too much. It may be around your figure what you have predicted. Okay, the third thing is, if you know that you should know that how much the floor of the building. Okay, for example, if your BOQ is based on the two floor of the building, but actually it has three floors, so it's mean that your BOQ is useless, it is not accurate, so it will not give you any accurate results. Okay, the fourth point is minimize guesswork. So once we know that what are the items we required, we will avoid guesswork, because guesswork have less certainty to be accurate. The fifth point is, it is helpful to understand the sequence of the work. The sequence of the work is one of the most important step that basically quantity surveyor, any person who is working on the site, he should know. Okay, so this sequence of the work who will determine this BOQ. So I will take you to the Excel sheet so that you can understand this. For example, you receive this BOQ from the client and it is according to the order. First you can see the excavation, then concrete works, then insulation, then masonry works, then plastering and painting, tiling works, doors and windows. Okay, then you need to provide fence, water supply and drainage works. Okay, electrical works and all that. Based on this BOQ, we will elaborate it further according to the sequence. I will take you through that how we can do this. As you can see that based on this BOQ, we create everything. Okay, so site taking over, mobilization. Okay, this is the called as the substructure, and all the related activities according to order is mentioned over there. Then we will move to superstructure, and then we talk about, first we need to work first floor, then second floor, then roof construction, lower floor, upper floors, exterior closures. So exterior walls, it will tell you this cavity walls, cavity wall fire rated we need, concrete masonry and all this. Okay, so this all data is basically dragged from this BOQ. Then sixth point is, it helps to procure the right and accurate material requirements, because you are working with the BOQ, so you must know that what are these items, and then you are start calculating this from the latest updated drawing. From the latest updated drawing, you will accurately able to determine how much material you required. Okay, and this is called as the actual work, and you have no delays, because you already know that how much the material you require for any particular activity. And this thing we will do in our future classes. Then it describes a clear and brief statement of work that is required to complete. That is, I hope you understand very clearly now that what it means. Basically, this is the description that basically tell us that what we need to do. After this, it helps to control the budget. The control budget is again what it means. Basically, if I take you again to this particular sheet, in which you know that every item has allocated budget. Okay, so what is allocated budget? This is the allocated budget for the foundation excavation. Okay, so you need to know that you need to quantify every day and just reflect the quantity over here, and this will tell you that you are not exceeding the budget. Okay, that you are not exceeding the budget. So here the total budget for excavation in the foundation is 1,566,000, and what you actually spend is 1,445 1,445,727. So it's mean that this is under the budget. Okay, so here if you see that here our actual budget for this stone backfilling was 1,044,000, and here if we see that it exceeds 1,063,000, so it's mean that here the budget is exceed. So this we need to know that our budget was originally this much and now we are spending less over here. Here our original budget was this much, but we are spending basically more than what was basically assigned to us. Okay, then it helps to create accurate cost reporting of the contract. So as you can say that the same sheet if you see, so it is telling you that how much it was budget and how much the total quantity is still getting after the work has been completed. Okay, so this report is most accurate as long as your quantity is right. This report is 100% accurate. Okay, the next point is to ascertain the tax and governmental regulations. So you know that we need to pay tax to the government. So it can be value added tax. So once we get the total sum after getting the quantities and into unit rate, then we are able to just give the percentage of the government tax, that may be 5%, 3%, 10%. Okay. Second last point is it gives a clear picture to authorities to gain grants. Okay, so this is, as you can see, a complete book that shows that what kind of work we are gonna do, so authorities can deeply study it and then they are very easily give any kind of grants for any purpose. Okay, so this document is important for it. And the last point is it is a benchmark for upcoming projects similar to its nature. So once I prepare this work, and this work is basically ongoing for more than 2 years, okay, then we are able to find out these particular numbers. Okay, so now what happened, for example, here I mentioned that this item is cancelled, it is no more required. So it's mean when I start doing the for the next project similar to this building project, so I will consider this item not added in my BOQ. So some item maybe I add it up in the BOQ, so it's mean that for the future reference I will consider the item as a new item. So we need to keep this all the time with us. So whenever there is a project with us, we just simply copy there. We also have the rate. The only thing what we need to measure is the quantity according to the new design drawing. Okay, so this is basically some of the benefits of the bill of quantities. In future, when we start doing this, you will be able to understand that what are the some further benefits and how we are basically reflect all these points into the Excel sheet. Thank you so much.